We good? I think so. Maybe. We'll deal with it. All my playbills here. What's up, everybody? Been a minute, hasn't it? I am back for third year in a row, I want to say, where at the end of the year, I recap every single show I saw throughout the year. And as I checked, last year it was 42. And, drumroll please. What am I doing? I saw 72 shows. I'm going through them all. I was fortunate enough to go to New York City twice this year, which was very, very cool. One of them was for a week, and I saw 11 shows just on Broadway alone. I saw a lot. So we're going to get through all of those today. This is going to be a long video. So get comfy, get ready, let's do this thing. First show of the year, we got The Lion King. This was the national tour. I went with some of my friends. So I saw The Lion King on Broadway, I want to say two years ago. And I wasn't the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest Lion King fan. Like, when it comes to the movie, I do like the musical a little bit more, but I just wasn't the biggest fan on Broadway. Going in with that mindset of like, okay, I've seen this, I'm not the biggest fan, but my friends invited me, so like, why not? And I don't know if I paid for it. So, free ticket to the Lion King National Tour, why not? And turns out I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't like the Broadway one that much, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to love this. And I actually really enjoyed the national tour. Yeah, it was pretty good. Held up well on tour. Next, we got Waitress, Sugar, Butter, Flour. We got Waitress at the Erie Playhouse. I saw that. How many times did I see it? 4 times? 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw it 4 times. I love Waitress. I saw the pro shot when it came out in theaters, like movie theaters. And I wasn't like the hugest fan at first, but the more I listened to it, turned out the more I liked it. And this was no exception. This was an amazing cast. They did such a good job on this production. Clearly I went 4 times, so it must have been good. This is earlier this year. This is like 70 shows ago. That's crazy. You know, the production was great, so I was very glad I could go see it. I was definitely like gonna go see it once. I knew I'd probably see it more than once because I know what Waitress is and I'm a fan. Love the music to this show. Come on, let's get some Waitress love back. I haven't heard too many people really talk about it in a while. Let's bring back the Waitress hype. I think it deserves it. Next, we've got Parade. I saw the national tour of Parade starring, I don't know that guy's name, Antalya Susskier, who I saw in Wicked. She was my first Elphaba, I think. This was incredible. I hadn't seen the show before. I was familiar with it. I'd like listened to the recent like revival recording, which is what this is, like the national tour of. I like listened to the recording with Ben Platt. Love it. Jason Robert Brown is like my favorite Broadway composer. Love his work. So I was really excited to see Parade. And it was incredible. It was incredible. This is an incredible piece of art right here. Seeing it live. Like, is it the perfect show? No. But sitting through, like, I was very invested in the story. The performance, it felt very strong, very powerful, very theater. I love going to a show and feeling like, wow, this is theater. And that's what this is. I think they closed the tour. So I don't know if you can go see this, but it was great. I would love to do Parade. That's definitely like, I have a list of shows that are like, not dream roles, but dream shows to do. I would love to be in Parade. I think that would be a lot of fun. A more serious role. Next we have, I put it back in the binder without. We have Between the Lines. This was a high school production. They always put on great shows. Production value was high, which I love. I wasn't the biggest fan of this show. The story, the songs, I couldn't get invested. There are multiple points where I found myself laughing. Great. Great cast. I just didn't love the show. I don't get the between the lines hype. No hate. If you like it, you do you. But I just wasn't a fan. Next we got Into the Woods. This was at Academy Theater in Meadville, PA. Always put on great shows. Always. Into the Woods is interesting. I've never seen it live before this. Besides Lion King, I hadn't seen any of those live before. I guess I should preface that, if I didn't already. I had not seen Into the Woods live before. I've seen the movie. Too much hate, by the way. Movie's not that bad. And I've listened to, like, the recordings. I've seen, like, clips from the Pro Shot, like the old one, Bernadette Peters. But I had never seen it live. And the thing with this show, I love Act 1 of Into the Woods. Love Act 1. Amazing songs. The story is engaging. I was like goosebumps the entire time. Because, like, it's Sondheim. Sondheim will always give you goosebumps. Like, you can't lie about that. But Act 2 really is kind of buns. Act 2 of Into the Woods is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so unnecessary and boring. Besides, No One Is Alone. Love that song. I didn't like Act 2. Into the Woods, like, go for Act 1. I'm not going to say leave it intermission, but, like, don't expect much from Act 2. Go for Act 1, stay for Act 2, I guess I should say. But, like, solid show. Good production. Besides, a couple minutes in there, they, like, restart the show because the mics were just awful. And the actors, like, lost their tracks because of it was a mess. But they got their footing. It was a good production. I just don't like Act 2. Next, we got The Cher Show. I'm not familiar with Cher at all, actually. This was the, like, probably a non-equity tour? Not quite sure. But it was the tour of it. It came to my city, which we don't get a lot of shows here. We don't get the big shows. We don't get the big tours. We always have to travel for that. So whenever we get, like, one that seems decently interesting, like this, that comes, I usually try to go see it. This one is a biomusical about Cher. I love biomusicals. I don't get the hate. Do a lot of them feel the same? Yes. But this one also did feel the same. It felt like a standard musician biomusical. But I had so much fun at this. Like, the music was really good. I wasn't familiar, like I said. The music was really good. I liked hearing about her story. It felt the most out of all the biomusicals I've seen, besides like MJ, it felt the most like a rock concert, which I love. I want it loud. The theater was literally like because of how loud it was, which I love. That was the standout for me, just seeing like the big sound of it all and the flashiness of it all, besides the story. What is going on with my hair? So like Cher Show is fine. Why not? I didn't pay too much for it, so like it was a good time. I had fun. Oof. As much as I don't like dumping on theater, hear me out. I don't like dumping on theater. Especially when it's kids. I don't love dumping on theater. I've done so many shows with kids. You have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're young and they're starting out. Probably haven't had lessons. High School Musical Junior was one of the worst school shows I've seen. I am so sorry. Did it have really good performance in it? Absolutely. I had a friend that was in this. She was great. My dad put up the point that it feels like they didn't rehearse. Tough but fair. This could have been learned in one day and been the same quality. I don't even know if they did rehearse, but High School Musical Junior, you were not it. I haven't seen that movie in a while, the original High School Musical. Might have to revisit that. Next we got She Kills Monsters. It's like a play about D&D, which I'm not familiar with D&D besides like Stranger Things. I had a bunch of friends that were in this. So it was like a junior production. So there were like middle schoolers in it, but I went to see all my friends in it. I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't as kid fluff as I thought. You know, some kids shows are just like, they feel like preschool cotton candy. This was not that. This had the edge. It had the adult humor, which could be argued isn't great for kids. I enjoyed it. I had fun at this one. I was laughing a lot. Were there points that I was like, okay, like I guess this is important, but I don't really care? I was just there for like the jokes and my friends. And it was fine. I guess if you have an entertaining enough cast, the show will work. Unless you really care about D&D, then go. But if you don't, like, if the cast is interesting, I'd say give it a shot. Next we got Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Mamma Mia. I saw this at a high school. With any high school production, you have phenomenal performers. And you have the weaker ones. And this was no exception. The lead who played Sophie, stand out. She made the show. I had never seen Mamma Mia, which as a theater kid is probably like a little concerning. I had never seen Mamma Mia. I like knew some of the songs, obviously, because some of them are so popular. Like ABBA can be really popular, I think. I might be wrong. I'm not Mamma Mia expert or ABBA expert, clearly. But I had fun at this show. I thought it was really... Was it long? Yes. But I was really engaged in the story. Do I wish we found out who the father was at the end? Maybe. But it was fun. I love the music. Like I said, the lead performer was definitely a standout, and that made the show so special, as like a really good lead should. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Do I want to go see the Mamma Mia on Broadway? No. Did this make me want to watch the movie? No. Did this make me want to be like, oh, I want to see like a professional production of this? No. Like bigger main stage community theater of this? No. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. Nonetheless. And would I go to another production? Absolutely. Next we got the Addams Family National Tour. I had never seen the Addams Family live. And it's one that I've listened to for a while because it's just fun. It was a fun show. It's like a kid, when you're first discovering theater, you hear like the first song, the Addams Family. When you're at Addams, like, yeah, it's a bop. So I wanted to see the show. I was actually excited to see the show. It was when it popped up. Like when Cher popped up, I was like, okay, fair enough, I'll go see this. When this came up, I was like, yes, I gotta see this. I'm so excited. And it definitely lived up to the hype and more. It was so different than I thought it would be. The comedy had me dying in my seat. Literally. And this was after I was having post-show depression when I saw this. Like, a show I was in closed the day before I went to this. So I was having post-show depression. This was amazing. So fun. Cured that quick. I couldn't stop laughing. It's a great time in the theater. Don't expect it to be 100% kids friendly if you want to take like children to this and aren't familiar. It's not 100% kid friendly, so be cautious. So incredibly funny. Highly recommend. And the music is great. Love the story, like the plot of it. Highly recommend. Prince of Egypt. Bat Boy the musical. I wasn't familiar with this. This is one of those that's like, I think it's a cult classic. Is it a cult classic or like a hidden gem? I don't know how to explain it. There's definitely the fans and then the people who don't know what it is, which I didn't know what it is. I saw Larry O'Keefe and I was like, yes, because I love Legally Blonde. I love Heathers. This was so unexpectedly great. I expected it to just be like camp, dumb, fun, which it was, absolutely. but there was also some really intriguing music in it, which was so unexpected. And like, I went for Larry O'Keefe, but I thought it was going to be dumb rock, fun, humorous music. But it was actually like really incredible. It had some emotional songs in it. It had its funny moments. It had its emotional, like deep, impactful songs for the story, which I loved. I haven't gotten around to listening to the music yet, but I want to. I also wanted to see the revival at New York City Center. I didn't make it to that. I was so upset. But I really enjoyed this. The performers were fantastic. They had a perfect cast for this show. A perfect venue for it. PACA. Perfect show. Had so much fun. At the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. My first time seeing Spelling Bee, when I tell you I didn't know a single song from this show, I'm not lying at all. I didn't know a single song, a single character. What I knew about the show was Spelling Bee. I figured it took place at a spelling bee. That's all I knew. It was one of my favorite shows of the year, honestly. Probably one of the funniest shows I've seen. The cast was phenomenal. I cared about every song, every character, every moment. Because I truly didn't know what to expect. So everything surprised me, which is exactly what Spelling Bee is. You should be surprised. You should go in... I think it's the best to go in with an open mind, because you get so much, which... I just love Spelling Bee so much, and this is so fun. This started an obsession with Spelling Bee. I just love this show so much. If you haven't seen Spelling Bee, listen to it. Watch a bootleg of any production. Go see it live. Please familiarize yourself with Spelling Bee, because it is one of the most fun times in a theater you will ever have, I swear. Not these all being like comedies that I just have fun at. The entire time I'm just gonna be like, this is great, I had so much fun, and I laughed. Trust me, when we get to the professional productions, it'll be better. I'll have a little bit more to say. The Wedding Singer. Don't hate me when I say I was unfamiliar with the movie. I had never seen the movie. I've just been here many, many times. High school. The Wedding Singer. I really like that cover. But I didn't know the plot, didn't know the music. So unfamiliar. I knew nothing. And it was a great time. I had so much fun. The lead was so funny. He reminded me of Adam Sandler, who I knew was in the movie but hadn't seen the movie. He reminded me of Adam Sandler a lot in his physicality and the humor. Was it my favorite show I've seen? No. But it was fun. Would I see it again? I don't know. This is one that I'd have to have a specific like cast member that I'm a fan of in it to see it. But I wouldn't see this without there being some name in it that intrigued me. But it was still like a fun time. It was high school production. It was like $15. Like, why not? Hello, Dolly. Hello, Dolly was a great time. Also unfamiliar with this. I'd never seen the movie with Barbra Streisand. I knew one song, and that was the Out There's a World Outside of Yonkers. I knew that because I've seen like the Gavin Creel. Rest in peace. Out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. And I loved that song. But I was really unfamiliar going into this, and I had such a good time. Like, did it have slow moments? Absolutely. But the story was very intriguing to me, because I was like, oh, there's all these couples that kind of want to get together. There's like, I think there's 3 different like types of couples that want to get together. There's like Dolly and like the guy, and then like the 2 boys and like the 2 girls. Seeing like their relationships with each other and like that was very interesting to me. And the music went along with it so well. I've seen some of the movie now, and I'm a fan. So, Hello Dolly. Great show. I would definitely see it again if I got another chance to see it, if it was anywhere near here. One of my favorite shows ever. This is probably my top 5 favorite musicals of all time. And I reviewed it in the last 2 videos I made for like, my shows of the year. A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical. I will go see this anytime, any day, anywhere. Sign me up. If I have an opportunity to see this, I will take it any day. You can go watch my other reviews, because I talked about this twice. Lights go down. I'm painting the picture for you. Lights go down. And then I hear the first couple beats of America. I think I almost passed away. Saw it on Broadway and I saw the tour. This is my second time seeing the tour, third time seeing the show, third time seeing Nick Fradiani. Amazing. Love Beautiful Noise. First Broadway trip of the year. I went for a week. I saw 11 Broadway shows. And the first one, probably my favorite show I saw of the year. My number one. Maybe Happy Ending. Oh my god. The viewing experience for this show it was bad. Not for the show's reason by any reason. It wasn't the show's fault. I was so car sick on the way here. It was like 2 hours, like traveling to our hotel, traveling to the city. I was so car sick. We get to the city. There's a wrestling match going on in Times Square. And it was like not even shoulder to shoulder. It was like this close to each other. Hundreds of people. I'm trying to plow my way through crowds and crowds of people, shoulder to shoulder, while being late to this show. I wasn't late to the beginning of the show. I got to the theater 3 minutes after the posted start time, which, fun fact, a lot of professional productions start 7 minutes after the posted time. So let's say this started at 8, the show would start at 8:07, and that's the set time for them backstage. I found that out. I thought that was really interesting. It's not all shows, but a lot of shows do that. So I was kind of relying on that, thinking I was going to be late to this. So I showed up to the theater 3 minutes. I think it was an 8 o'clock show. It showed up at 8:03, and I made it for the show. But I'm physically dying because of being car sick and then shoving my way through people in Times Square in May. So it was hot. And this is a hour 45 show, no intermission. So I'm sitting in my seat, dying the entire show. Best show I saw all year. I had an orchestra seat for this. Best show. I don't even know what to say about it. I give it a 10 out of 10, a 100%. It's literally a perfect show, a perfect score. I've listened to this album so many times. I listened to it the day it came out, which was before I saw this. So I was already so familiar with the music, the story, the characters. And seeing it live was just such a different experience in a theater because it's so technologically advanced. This might be my top recommendation if you go to New York City. If you want to go to New York, Hadestown is my top, and then it'll be this. Please go see Maybe Happy Ending if you get a chance. It's so incredible. It's a family-friendly show for the most part. It's a great family show. It's a great show for kids, adults, literally anyone. Music is phenomenal. The story, it's so funny and then thought-provoking at the same time. These two leads, Darren Criss and Helen J. Shen, it's a 4-person cast, all perfectly cast. Darren won the Tony for the show. It won the Tony for Best Musical. He won the Tony for Best leading actor. Deservingly so. She should have won a Tony too. They should have both got Tonys for this. Their performances were perfect. And I was a big Darren Criss fan, so I was really excited. I love him in Glee. I'm a big Darren Criss fan, so going to see him in this was very exciting. But I fell in love with her just as much as him. Their performances they leave an impact on you. The way that if you don't know what Maybe Happy Ending is, the characters are robots. They play robots so convincingly but they're still able to be so free, and it's not like a tacky robot. They're not like the whole time. They move. Their physical mannerisms, I guess, made their portrayals of robots so perfect. They acted it so well. You lost them in the roles. I was never once looking at him like, that's Darren Criss. Like, he was the character. He blended so well. And I also stage doored this show. Everyone came out but Darren, which is a little sad, but it was like right after the Tonys, so I'm like, okay, he might not come out. But yeah. It was very cool. I met Helen, picture here. Top recommendation is that show. Next, we got one of the buzziest shows for like younger audiences, The Outsiders. So I was very excited to see this. I've seen the movie. I've listened to the soundtrack a bunch before seeing this. I saw almost the full cast. Who didn't? I didn't see Jason Schmidt. He was out. I think it was the understudy for Soda Pop, his like first show. John Patrick Collins, I think his name is. He was great. This cast was phenomenal. Saw Brody Grant, Skylar Dakota Lynch, Brent Comer, Emma Pittman. This was after Josh Boone left, so I saw Alex Joseph Grayson. This is literally an insane cast. They're all so talented, and good show. I was at the very last row in the balcony, but I was like straight on, perfect view. The one thing I will say about this, a lot of people have gone to this show like 20 times. Like, this is one that a lot of people online like return to over and over and over again. And I'm not saying I wouldn't. It just failed to like transport me into the show, into the story. I never really felt like I wasn't in a theater, which is what I want for a show. Sometimes I'll get so invested. This never invested me too much where I forget I'm in a theater. But it's still a very good show, and it's a perfect one for, like, you know, teenagers, young adults. Like, yeah. Go see Outsiders. Great music. Love the music. And this cast is really good. Like, Brody's gone, so I don't know how the current Pony Boy is, but Brody was incredible, obviously. But this is a really good cast, and most of them are there. Go see this for Emma Pittman. Like, she is a star. I love her YouTube videos. And I got a picture with her here. And I got a picture with Brent Comer here. Yeah, so that's who's on the stage door. It wasn't everyone who stage doored. It was like one of the Soches, and then there was the girl who played Marsha, like Sarah something, and then Emma Pittman and Brent Comer. So good. Next we got Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. I can't stop smiling. I loved this show so much. I had never seen Cabaret before. I had never seen like the Alan Cumming Pro Shot, never seen the movie. This is my first. I knew like the songs. I knew like Welcome and Beyond the New Welcome. I knew like Maybe This Time, but I wasn't like really familiar with it. I wanted to see this with Adam Lambert and Ali Carvalho, and I bought my ticket. It was after they announced they left, but before they announced their replacements. But I bought my ticket because I heard how immersive it was. And it was the coolest experience I've had going into a theater. So if you didn't know what this was, there's an August Wilson Theater. They transform it. So you enter through the stage door of the theater, go down like this alleyway. This like dark, like neon lit alleyway. You go through the back alley of the theater, enter through these like beads, go through all these hallways, and there are these like club rooms. It felt like you were going into a nightclub, the Kit Kat Club. It was so incredible how immersive it was. It was so revolutionary. I'm so sad this closed. Like, I wanted this to stay. I wanted to see it again. I saw Orville Peck and Eva Noblezada. I didn't know who Orville Peck was. I am a huge Eva Noblezada fan. Maybe not like a huge fan. She's like my favorite. I think she's my favorite like female performer in like theater. Like, I saw her in Great Gatsby when I was at Paper Mill, and I wasn't familiar with her at the time. Then like when the Gatsby album came out, and after I saw Hadestown and started listening to that album, my favorite musical, by the way, I was a huge Eva Lozada fan, so I was so excited to see her in Cabaret. She was the perfect Sally Bowles. One of the best performances from an actor I have ever seen. And it's so sad that like, I can't like recommend it, because she's almost done in the West End with Reeve Carney. What that would have been like. But she was one of the reasons I was most excited to see this. But I have nothing bad to say about this production, besides how expensive it was. It was like $130, which I guess is fair. I try to stay under $100 for shows, but like Outsiders was more, this was more. I have nothing bad to say about this show. I enjoyed it so fully. I love the music. This is another show that like, I don't care who I play, just put me in this show. Like I want to do it. It was a perfect production. I still haven't seen like any other productions. I need to get around to that, because everyone loves Alan Cummings' version, so I might have to get to see that. Aladdin. This is one of my favorite Disney movies. I had this same issue with this as I did Lion King, and so much more. So the problem with Disney shows, they run so long because they're touristy. Families will come from around the world to take their kids to see this, which is a problem. But they put on so many shows, this felt so worn out, which is one of the reasons I'm scared to go see Chicago, because I'm not the biggest fan of that show. I've like thought about it, like, do I want to go see Chicago maybe? But I feel like it'll just be so worn out. Like this, they need to like re-tech this thing. They need to, which if you don't know what teching means, it's like when you put the lights, like this audio, they get microphones, when you put all the effects together to make a show. Like you take the actors who are like in a rehearsal room in front of mirrors, not in costume or anything, no really sets at all, and you put them in, the teching is when you put them in a theater, you put in sets, costumes, lights, everything. You put it all together to make the magic, the spectacle. I think this needs re-teched. And, hate to say it, recast. It just felt like everyone was so tired of the same show. Which is kind of what Wicked deals with, but that holds up so strongly. This doesn't hold up. It's very noticeable that it's been running for a while, it's been the same show, the spark isn't there. The only thing about the show that I was surprised by was the guy who played the genie. I'll put his name here. Incredible. It just felt so worn out. My biggest issue was the audience. Worst audience I've ever seen in a theater, I swear. And you want to know why? It was Girl Scout Night on Broadway. Well, it was a matinee. They had a bunch of little kids at the show because it was like Scout Night. Well, I think it was like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, but it was Scout Night filled with kids who proceeded to stand up on their seats, walk around, talk because they're kids. The parents see, discounted tickets to a Disney show, without thinking at all about theater etiquette, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. Like people not going to a show and not having theater etiquette. And it's so common for them to just ignore it. Phones were going off. Moms were taking pictures and videos of the show with the flash on. When they notice the flash is on, do they go, they start laughing. You take a picture of a show with the flash on, everyone in the audience can see it. Everyone on stage can see it. Trust me. And you're laughing about it. Well, all these kids in the balcony are walking on their seats. Worst audience I've ever seen. It ruined this show for me. Easily the worst show of the trip, just because of the audience. The Last 5 Years. A show that I love. Love Jason Robert Brown. Love the movie. I'm so familiar with The Last 5 Years. I could quote well, not quote, but like I know most of the words to this show. And I was excited when they announced it's coming back to Broadway. Then you get to the casting of it all, which is a big reason why this was a flop. Not Adrienne Warren's fault at all. Was she a perfect Kathy? Not by any means. She vocally was a powerhouse. She sang this role so well. Nick Jonas, he wasn't as bad as people say he was. He was not that good. I get like stunt casting it to get people in the seats, but if you're going to stunt cast, get someone who can do that part. He just didn't seem like he cared that much about the material. I mean, it just fell flat. I wanted to like this. I love The Last 5 Years. But after like a couple scenes, it just kind of lost me. The new orchestrations, very cool. Gotta say. New orchestrations were very cool. And some of the stuff, not all, but some of the stuff they did with like the set and everything, and like the lights, very cool. It was a very flat show. And I didn't like this theater at all. It was the Hudson Theater. I didn't like the theater. Those were bad seats. Like, the seats were moving like this through the show. And it's not... it was so creaky. It was just flat. Next we got 6. Besides the first song, the, like, ex-wife song, I was unfamiliar with this show. I didn't really want to see it. I was not excited to see it. I'll just say that. I wanted to fill up every spot I could with a show. I want to see as many as I could possibly fit in. And I was going to see the Jonathan Larson Project this day. I was very excited about that one. Very, very excited. I love Jonathan Larson. Closed early. I had tickets, and it closed early. So I was like, what show can I possibly do to fill this time? I could go see Gatsby, because they have Monday shows. And then I think it was Boop that had a Thursday matinee. So I was like, okay, perfect. I want to see Boop. I can fit that in. Boop got rid of their Thursday matinee. So I chose to see Gatsby on a Thursday matinee. And then I chose to see 6. It was either 6 or Chicago, man. I was like, I guess I'll go see 6. Why not? So much fun. I was so wrong about what I thought this was going to be. The music was so good. It was a rock concert, which I loved. Like, it was loud. It felt like I was at MSG. Bruh. So much fun. I would go see this anytime. Hey, sister, go, sister. Moulin Rouge. I reviewed this show when I saw it in 2023? 4. No, I saw it last year with Derek Klena for 20 minutes. I bought the tickets when John Cardozo was in it. I want to see him so bad. He announced he was leaving. So I was like, oh man, I really wanted to see him. The only person who could save this was Jordan Fisher. Not save this. The only person who will make me excited about a casting is Jordan Fisher at this point. Because I really thought he could do good. And that's the rumor that was coming out. Like, Jordan Fisher was going to step in. He did. I love Jordan Fisher. His Orpheus was amazing when I saw him in that. And then I went to see it. I was also very excited to see Saleha Pfeiffer. Jordan, this wasn't his best performance. He was in it, which was good. I loved seeing him in it. But his Orpheus just left a whole different mark. They had an off performance that day. Saleha was out, which was like fine. There was a couple understudies on, which I don't mind. Understudies can be great. Andy Carl is the Duke. Fantastic. I think it was just an off performance, which I get as a performer. There are some off performances. When I did Hadestown, That's the only one where I really remember. I was in Hadestown. I was in the ensemble. We had a Saturday matinee, and it felt tired. Like, sometimes it's just an off performance. That was it for us. That's like the only one I can really remember. They were definitely having an off performance. Does that make me judge the show at all? No. I love Moulin Rouge. It's one of my favorite musicals. I love this production of Moulin Rouge. I love the movie more, but I love this production of Moulin Rouge. I would go to it. I'll go to it again, happily. Just an off performance. And I did stage door. Oh, I also stage doored the last 5 years and got both of their signatures, which is really cool. And Cabaret. I forgot to talk about stage doors. I stage doored Cabaret, just like 2 of the ensemble members, which is fine, but like Moulin Rouge, I got a lot of signatures. I didn't get Jordan Fisher's. He didn't come out. All the other leads did. Andy Carl didn't come out either, but yeah. I love Moulin Rouge, just an off performance. Just in time, I found you. Just in time. Oh my god, I saw so many good shows this trip. Just in Time, starring Jonathan Groff himself. I was very excited about this when it was announced. I wasn't familiar with Bobby Darin when it was announced. I was with other jazz artists. I love jazz music. But they were like, Jonathan Groff playing Bobby Darin. So I was like, okay, sick, I'm going to listen to Bobby Darin. He quickly became one of my favorite artists ever. So I was so excited to see this, knowing his discography. It's so interesting because I loved my experience seeing this show. I had a smile on my face the whole time seeing Jonathan Groff. I just saw the Merrily Pro Shot, and that was his best role. This is up there because he plays Jonathan Groff. That's the thing with the show. That's like the whole shtick. He plays Jonathan Groff playing Bobby Darin. He doesn't play a Bobby Darin. He plays himself, singing Bobby Darin's song. It felt like a Jonathan Groff concert telling the story of Bobby Darin, which I'm okay with. Would I like to see a show that's Bobby Darin? Yes. And this was. It told his story. It sang his songs. Very cool. But it was the Jonathan Groff show, which is also what sells it. Because if it was like Just in Time, a Bobby Darin musical, I don't know if people would show up as much as Jonathan Groff, like in big letters. I loved it so much with that being the case. I loved it. He commanded the audience so well. He sang it so well. He had the energy, the charisma. Perfect for leading a show like this. His Mac the Knife, I was giggling after. Because sometimes something's just so good I giggle, as you see in this video. It was so good. Another big standout performance, Gracie Lawrence. I wasn't familiar with her before seeing this, but I saw like a clip of her singing one of the songs. Her performance in this made me a fan of the band Lawrence, her band. She was so good. Erica Henningsen was in this too, from Mean Girls, which is the show that I'm currently rehearsing for. It was so cool to see her as Sandra Dee, and then Gracie Lawrence was Connie Francis. Banger songs, because you hear like Who's Sorry Now sung by Connie Francis, or sung by Gracie Lawrence, but like Who's Sorry Now by Connie Francis. So cool. They just had amazing music in this. I mean, I love Bobby Darin music now, but like the orchestration, like hearing that music loud and the way they transform the theater to feel like you're in the Copa, so cool. Highly recommend if you want to pay $300 for this. I don't know if I would. I think we paid like $120 for it, which isn't bad at all. It was like a couple weeks after they opened, but oh my god, it was just so good. And Jonathan's leaving in April. I'd like to make it for after he leaves and see who comes in. The rumor I heard was that it's Michael Bublé, and that would make me shell hundreds of dollars to this show. Seeing Michael Bublé play Bobby Darin, that would be incredible. But if you can afford to see Jonathan Groff in this, go do it. Floyd Collins, starring the GOAT, Jeremy Jordan. He was my reason to see this. As I'm sure a lot of people were. It's Jeremy Jordan, I'm gonna go see it. It was like $50. I paid like $50 for this show. And it was one that, was it a flop? It didn't sell very well. But like, it was really good. I really enjoyed this show. I didn't know if I would or not. I really enjoyed it. Do I like all of the music? No. Do I like some of the music a lot? Yes. I was very engaged the whole time. I thought it was going to drag on and be kind of boring. Not at all. I was fully invested the entire time in the story. I knew, like, spoilers, who's going to die in the cave. I knew that was going to happen. I was still engaged in every second of this. Not only was Jeremy Jordan fantastic in this role, Lizzie McAlpine, so underused in this show. She was so underutilized. I wasn't familiar with her before. Like, I haven't listened to her music, but I knew her voice. I knew, like, what she sounded like. She was so good. Get her back to Broadway. Jason Gote, I was so unfamiliar. He was fantastic. Standout for me, my favorite performer in this, Taylor Trench. He played, like, not a side character, but he wasn't one of the main, like, top build characters. But he was easily one of the best parts of this show because he was so funny. His acting was so perfect because he starts really, like, funny and goofy, and he just quickly gets into like a really deep place with the character, which is so cool. Like, he's a genuine person who wants to help Floyd, and he acted it so perfectly.
Forgive me for turning you into a story.
I don't have anything bad to say about this year. And this is one of my favorite theaters I've been to. The Vivian Beaumont at Lincoln Center. One of my favorite theaters I've been to, which right now Ragtime is playing. I would love to go see that. Next time in New York, that's like one of my goals because it just got extended. Next we got The Great Gatsby. I saw this at Paper Mill, like I mentioned, with Jeremy and Eva. This time, it was like a Thursday matinee, so I was like, okay, I feel like a lot of people are going to be out of the show. Full main cast with Ryan McCartan. Some people love Ryan McCartan, some people hate Ryan McCartan. I love Ryan McCartan. He's one of my favorite performers. I'm just so invested in anything he does. Anything he does makes me so interested. I wanted to see him as Gatsby so bad, and I got to. Please don't click off of the video. Please, 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 please. I think he was better than Jeremy Jordan. Hot take. He made it his own. And I loved Jeremy Jordan in this role. He's one of my favorites too. But Ryan made it his own role. He sang the songs in his own light, which people were like, oh, he's trying to make it so different. He made it so interesting to watch because I was like, oh, what note is going to hit next? His voice was piercing. Whenever he hit a high note, whenever he hit a new riff. Seeing him as Gatsby was another one of my favorite performances I've seen. This was an incredible experience. I'm going to put the picture of my seat here because I paid like $50 for it. It was an incredible seat. I love this theater. This was one of the best viewing experiences I've had this year that I can remember. Like Cabaret was. This was one of the best viewing experiences. I went alone, which was also... It just felt so, like, refreshing. It felt like a Broadway refresh. Like taking a shower in a Broadway show, which is really weird, but, like, imagine that. Like taking a shower, but the water is a Broadway show. That's what this felt like to me. Sarah Hyland, I was also unfamiliar. I was unfamiliar with her before this. She was also incredible as Daisy. I wasn't sure how she was going to be because she's like known for TV. I know she did Little Shop of Horrors, but she's like known for TV. After this, I watched Modern Family. Great show. But she was so good as Daisy. Saw Samantha Pauly. Amazing again. I saw, I don't know his name, but whoever played Nick Carraway. Great. The Myrtle in this, phenomenal. Her name's Lenity something. Phenomenal. I saw Austin Colby as Tom. Amazing. I saw the Paper Mill production, like I said. So I didn't know what the changes were going to be. They like tripled the spectacle of it. Go see Gatsby. Please. I'm aiming for the tour. When it goes on tour, I'm excited to see it. Next, we got Smash. Last show of the New York trip. I was very excited to see this because I love the TV show. And it got dumped on so much. And it closed early. And when I saw it, I don't understand why. It had so many phenomenal performers. I got the whole like principal cast. So like Robin Herder, Brooks Asmaskas. We'll pass that by. Caroline Bowman, Krista Rodriguez from the TV show. It was the full cast. Everyone played it so. It's like a new take on Smash. It has the song Smash, and it's about Bombshell and Maryland, like making a Maryland musical. But besides Karen and Ivy, who are like different, they made the characters different, but like the same kind of. Every other character is very different like plot. It's the same plot of like, but they're not competing for the role really. There's like 3 people up for Maryland instead of like them competing and like, hating each other for that. But it was very different and I didn't know what to expect, but it's a comedy this time. Instead of like a TV drama, it was a comedy. And I had a lot of fun. Hearing that music live was so cool. The performances were great for it. I don't know why it closed. Like, I had fun at it. If you like the TV show, I feel like people expected too much for it to like compare to the TV show, and it wasn't the TV show at all. And that was a problem. For like people, I loved it. Worst show of the year. Can I tell you a single thing that happened in the show besides troll faces? No. Can I sing a single line from this show? No. I just remember absolutely hating it. I'm sorry if you were in this. I had a lot of friends in this. I didn't like this at all, man. Worst show of the year. And it wasn't like the production was bad at all. It wasn't. It was just the show itself. Just... Ugh. 6. This was a not high school production. It was the teen edition. But for a youth theater here, I had a bunch of friends that were in the show. I was worried because this was like a week after seeing it. I don't know. Was it? It was a little over a week after seeing it on Broadway. So good. My friends blew me away as these roles. In the set, I'm putting a picture of the set up here. Because it's not what I expected at all. One of the best youth shows I've seen. Hands down. I already reviewed 6. This was a phenomenal production. Binder 1 down. Next we got Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. Another biomusical. Standard biomusical. I wasn't familiar with the Temptations before. It was fine. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. It was a fine show. That's all I gotta say about that. Back to the Future. I reviewed it in the last one. Because I saw it on Broadway and I saw the tour in California at the Pantages Theater. And I reviewed that. But if you didn't see that, my quick thing is love Back to the Future, the musical. And I went with my friends that time. Rock of Ages. I wasn't familiar with this. Besides like Oh Sherry. That was the only thing I was familiar with. Hadn't seen the movie. I mean, I knew the very basic plot of like this wannabe rock star meeting this girl who just moved to like Hollywood to become an actor or actress. That's all I knew. One of my favorite shows to go see. There are like the shows. There are shows that you just you would go see at any production, anytime, just because it's a fun one to be in a theater and watch. This was an incredible production, and it just made me a huge fan of Rock of Ages. The cast in this was perfect. I knew a couple people in it. So much fun. I couldn't stop laughing. Love Rock of Ages. I've listened to it so many times now, it's not even funny. I want to see the show again. I want to do this show. Revive the show on Broadway, please. I love Rock of Ages. Rent. Another one that I just want to be in. Put me in Rent, please. I want to be Mark. I think these glasses kind of help. I don't know. I was told that I don't look like a Mark, I look more like a Roger, which is insane. I'm not a Roger. I'm a Mark, but I just want to do this show. But this was a local production of it. I love Rent. I've seen Rent live, and I've seen the Rent movie. I haven't seen it like in person before, like the Rent live with Jordan Fisher, and I've seen the movie. I think that's it. I love Rent. It's one of those classic theater things. It was so revolutionary for theater when it came out. It's such a big deal. It's one of the like most iconic ones. And I still feel like it's not talked about enough. It's incredible. Seeing it live as a theater kid, it's spiritual for a theater kid. Seeing Rent live in a theater. So good. What a great production. I'll Cover You Reprise. That's one that you have to see live. I'll Cover You Reprise. Like that number. The whole show. But that number. Another Rock of Ages. This was a different production. This is one in Florida that my cousin did. Rock of Ages. Love the show. Great production again. They stopped the show at the beginning. It was like after... I don't know. It was after like one or two numbers. Someone like broke glass on stage and they had to pause the show. Which is very interesting. Love Rock of Ages. I'll see it anytime. Shrek Jr. I saw the Shrek tour, which was like just okay. This was like the junior production. I will never forget them for cutting Who I'd Be. But it was great. I knew a lot of the cast. There are some standout performers. It was a junior show. I was so ready to hate this show. I had never seen Cats before. I knew like a couple. I knew Memory, obviously. I knew Magical Mr. Mistopheles. I knew those two songs. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was terrified of Cats. I've been terrified of Cats for the longest time. It just creeped me out, like people crawling around as cats on the stage. I was so scared to see this. This might have been my favorite local theater production I've ever seen. Like community theater production I've ever seen. This might have been the best. That's crazy to say, but like, I loved this show so incredibly much. And the whole thing online is like, Cats sucks. Cats, if you haven't seen it live with good performers and good choreography, you haven't seen Cats how it should be. This was a perfect cast. The choreography was unbelievable. I had goosebumps the entire show. The music is phenomenal. I saw this 4 times. There's 2. I have 2 more in here. I saw it 4 times. Forever Cats fan. Let's give Cats more love, please. That was so good. And I've talked to a lot of the people in the cast because I know a lot of the people in the cast. I've acted with a lot of people in the cast, and they're like, "This was just so much fun. I want to do it again. I love this show." And I'm like, "Yes, I think it's universally hated. That's like it's the process. It's universally hated. You see it, you love it. I loved Cats, and I know people who saw it who didn't like it. I love Cats. I got the vinyl for Christmas. I have it somewhere back here. Madagascar Jr. I was so unfamiliar. I mean, I've seen the Madagascar movies when I was little. I haven't seen them in so long. I was unfamiliar with the music and stuff. I know it's a popular one for kids. It was good. It's the same theater that I did Beetlejuice for. It's the same company and it was at the same venue. And it was free. So I saw all 3 performances. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's just a cute, fun kids show. So it's why not? And I knew some of the kids in it, so Cats again. I told you I love Cats. One of my favorite shows I saw of the year. I have a top 7 of the year. Cats is up there. It's in that. Beetlejuice. Can I say it a third time? Beetlejuice. I played Beetlejuice. Picture here. So I played Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice Jr. This was the national tour. I had never seen it before. I wasn't too familiar. I knew half of the soundtrack before doing the show. So I was kind of unfamiliar. I didn't really know the plot. I hadn't seen the movie when I did the show. This is my first time fully seeing it in its entirety. And I went with a couple people I did the show with. So good. Was it perfect? No. I had a lot of fun. The guy who played Beetlejuice was fantastic. We had an understudy for Lydia. She was incredible, man. And they also had a talkback after. The 2 leads didn't come out, but they had some of the leads out and they did a talkback. I met one of them. It was very cool. Love Beetlejuice. Don't want to be an American idiot. I was unfamiliar. I didn't know any Green Day songs. I mean, I had heard them. Once I heard them in the show, it was the case where I was like, oh, I know that song. I wasn't the biggest fan, but hey, it was cool. I love a loud rock show, and that's exactly what this is. So it was fine. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I'm glad I saw it. Would I see it again? Depends on the cast. The Notebook. I never got to see this on Broadway, and I really wanted to so bad. When the cast album came out, I listened to it so many times. I was so excited to see the tour live. It met every expectation I had and more. Seeing it, it's a beautiful show. It's an artistic show. If you like the movie, you'll like this. Even though it's very different, it's so artistic. I just can't explain the feeling you get watching The Notebook. Oh, and I saw the national tour launch. I saw the first performance in Cleveland. So good. Then I saw the Outsiders tour. Held up very well on tour. After seeing it on Broadway, held up very well on tour. Amazing cast. I already talked about the Outsiders, but The Notebook, amazing. My Fair Lady, a show that I've heard so much about, but I hadn't seen. I've been told to see it, to watch the movie. I heard the movie was good. I'd never seen it before. Were there parts that were extremely boring? Yes. I still really liked it. There were parts of it that were very interesting. The lead, all the performers were phenomenal. The lead who played Eliza, fantastic. And there were some really good songs in this. It was a great time. Singing in the Rain. I went with my friends to this. Also, I've never seen Singing in the Rain. It was fun. It actually rained on stage, which was cool. And it was a community theater production. I enjoyed it. I want to watch the movie. I would see Singing in the Rain again. Live. I would definitely see it again. Spirits Off. This was... I think it was a show... it's a one-act play, an hour long. It was written by college students at the college I saw this at. They performed it. They wrote it and performed it. So fun. I can't really... I don't know if it'll be too interesting to talk about because it's like written by local like college students. Loved it. It was great. It was a fun time. So if that ever goes anywhere, check it out. Addams Family again. This was a community theater production. Also great. I already reviewed Addams Family, so it was great. It held up. They did a good production of it. I was worried because it's very big. They did a good job. Also, I know someone that was on the Addams Family tour. I have a friend who was on the national tour. Also saw The Notebook again. One of my friends this time. Great again. Elephant Man. I didn't know much about the story. I knew it was about this guy who's deformed, and that's it. I wasn't familiar. I haven't seen the movie. I heard the movie's very good, and I know they're remaking the movie. They're doing like a remake of the movie. Same with My Fair Lady. Was some of it kind of boring? Yes. Performances were amazing. The guy who like played the Elephant Man, so good. I was very interested in the story. I was very interested on his character, how he's in like the world around him. I was very interested in that. Good show. I'm glad I saw it. It was very interesting to me. Some people I could see being bored by it. I was very interested. Little Shop of Horrors. One of my favorite musicals of all time. Seymour is my dream role. This was at a college. The Audrey was fantastic. Like the girl who played Audrey. The Audrey 2 puppet was very cool. Next, there were some not great things to say about this production. What I did like was I've never seen a community theater production. I've just seen it off Broadway and the movie. And I know the movie's different. I've seen the off-Broadway production. That's my favorite production of it. I love the off-Broadway, like the current one that's running. So, and that's my favorite script of it. I didn't know if it was going to be changed, and it wasn't, which I loved. There's no way you can't stop the School of Rock. That's one of the first shows that I really got into. I never saw it live before, but I've listened to like some of the songs. I probably shouldn't do this. I don't know if you can hear me as well. We'll see in the edit. It was so good. It was so good. This is just a fun show. Seeing like kids playing these electric guitars and stuff was so fun. I knew a kid in this, so like me and a bunch of friends went to see him in it, support him in it. So good. The guy who played Dewey was great. Such a different take on the role. Amazing. Had so much fun at School of Rock. I'd love to play Dewey if I can magically get the range for that role. I would love to do it. So good. Some of the music in that was just... Now you gotta cut loose. Footloose. This was a high school production. I haven't seen the Footloose movie. I knew like some of the songs. I knew like Holding Out for a Hero. I knew... Now you gotta cut loose. Solid. My friend was the lead. It was like his first lead, it was cool to see him in it. He did a great job. And I had a couple other friends in this. It was fun. It was a fun time. I just didn't love the show itself. The production was good. I didn't love Footloose. Matilda. When I grow up. It's like the thing where... It's like when it's like a filter where it pops up and it's like, sing a song from this show. Like every time, when I grow up. I hadn't seen Matilda live before. I saw the movie musical that was on Netflix, and I really enjoyed that. But I have never seen it live, even though it's such a popular one. It's like one of the most popular kids shows. I'd never seen it. The production could have been a lot better. The intermission was like 40 minutes long. It sucked. But, It was pretty solid. Could have been a lot better, though. Next, we got Emma Junior. It's like a jukebox pop musical about, like, middle schoolers, high schoolers. I had a lot of friends in this. One of the best youth theater shows with, like, younger kids that I've seen. It was so good. I knew some of the songs, not all of them. It was just a lot of fun. It was just, I was vibing the whole time. It was a vibe. Emma is a vibe. That's what I can say about it. At the 25th annual. When I thought I couldn't like Spelling Bee more, they cast Kevin McHale, Jasmine Amy Rogers, Justin Cooley, and the others in it. This was a perfect cast for this show. This was my main reason to go back to New York a second time when they announced this was coming back. I was like, okay, I am set. I am in this seat. I had never been to New World Stages before, which is cool. This is like the current off-Broadway one. Perfect production. And this was after I became like a big fan of Spelling Bee and listened to the album a bunch. So cool to see it again. So cool to... This was like a while after seeing the first production. It was like... I saw the first one in like April. This was in November. So there was a jump before. So good. Like I said, perfect cast. Kevin McHale as William Barfy. Jasmine Amy Rogers as Olive. It was a whole principal cast. My favorite was Justin Cooley as Leaf Conybear. He made Leaf my favorite character. His portrayal was so cool. And I stage doored, and every single person came out. Picture here, 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 here. Spelling Bee. Oh my god, I just love that show. And I'm about to see it next month. Like a different production of it. That'll be my third production of Spelling Bee. I would see 1,000,000. That show is just so funny. I love seeing the different takes on the characters, which is so cool. Heathers, Heathers, Heathers. Heathers I saw when the Pro Shot came out of the West End version. I'm a Heathers West End fan. Don't hate. I love the West End Heathers. So seeing this was really cool. Having been a huge fan of it. Was my seat the best? No. So it was also at New World Stages. I'd never been in like I said, never been there before. It was like they had the main seating. I don't know how I'll like show you guys. So I'll just put it from my perspective. Like the stage is here. They had like the main seats like going up, and there was like a bar, and they put like they just stuffed a couple chairs there, like not theater chairs, just like regular like dining chairs. So, and I was sitting on one of those, and I didn't know. I should have got the balcony. This was an amazing production. Amazing cast. I don't think I had any understudies. This was when Mackenzie Kurtz was out. I missed her again. This is my second time missing Mackenzie Kurtz. I might just give up on trying to see her. Maybe I'll see her that way. Who knows? But I saw Jodie Steele, which, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the West End. So it was very cool to see Jodie Steele. Lorna Courtney, this is my first time seeing her, like, familiarizing myself with her. Amazing as Veronica. Casey Likes as JD. Perfect. He plays it so... He makes it his own. He puts his own style and humor in it. Perfect. I love Casey Likes. Too bad he didn't come out this time. I really wanted to see him. The Heathers were all perfect. Ram and Kurt... I like them more in this than I ever have before. Carrie Butler... So fantastic. What's her name? Miss Fleming. So fantastic. So a lot of people came out. Not everyone came out for the stage door. I really wanted to see Elizabeth Teeter because she played Lydia in Beetlejuice. I didn't get to see her. But anyway. Heathers. Very good. Stage door pictures. Here. 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 Then I saw Maybe Happy Ending again. This time I had an understudy for Gil Brentley. Very good understudy. He was amazing. I'm definitely an understudy defender, as everyone should be. Just because it's okay to be upset that an actor you wanted to see is out, don't be upset that an understudy is on. Because most of the time, there's fantastic understudies. Were second in the run for the role, most likely. Amazing understudy. I think he also understudies Oliver. But he was on for Gil Brentley, and then I saw like Darren Helen. Amazing. Darren didn't stage door again. But I saw the rest. Me with Helen. Me with the understudy. Love Maybe Happy Ending. This time it was a balcony. We paid more, and it was a balcony when I paid less for an orchestra before. Because the show just popped off, especially after the Tonys. But the one gripe I had, the balcony was a good seat. The lady in front kept leaning as far as she could over, no one could see. Thanks for that, lady. You made our experience great. New York. I'm already talking New York. Two strangers carry a creek across New York. The Gem I almost didn't see. This is my last show. I was deciding between 3 different shows to see. Ragtime, which was like $150, and I didn't want to take a subway. Buena Vista Social Club, I was interested in, and then Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. I didn't know what I wanted to see. I am so thrilled that I chose this. It's a lot like and unlike maybe Happy Ending. It's like a show that came from the UK. I saw this in previews. I also saw Spelling Bee in previews. I saw it in its previews. There's not enough good things to say about this show. One of the funniest shows I've ever seen. So many plot twists. Like, I love the plot. There were so many plot twists. There were so many emotional moments and lines that really cut deep. So many gasps. The music is phenomenal. Sam Tutty is my pick for the Tony. Will he get it? Probably not. This show better run and run and run. Keep Sam Tutty in that. He is... If you have the chance to see this, go see it just for Sam Tutty. Christiane Pitts, also amazing. See this for Sam Tutty. He is a star. This... one of the best shows I've seen in New York City. And I've seen a lot of fantastic stuff. This was incredible. New top 5 dream role unlocked. Dougal. So good. And they both stage doored. Pictures here. Incredible. Go see it. Give this show love. It's like where maybe Happy Ending was, where it opens, it's not too popular, and they don't know if they can sustain the run. And then the word of mouth gets out, and it skyrockets. Do this with this. Get the word out there. This is a fantastic show. Keep it running. Stranger Things. I love the TV show Stranger Things. Why do I keep covering my mouth? I love the TV show Stranger Things. Love, 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 love. I saw this in November. I saw it before the new season came out. I wanted it to be so good. I wanted it to be good. And a lot of people had so much good stuff to say about it. I didn't enjoy it. There were a couple scenes that were so cool. The kid who played Henry Creel. Louis McCartney. Amazing as Henry Creel, man. Some of the effects were so cool. The giant mind flayer. The whirlpool thing. The Demogorgons. The whole thing where she went up and she was like... whatever. So cool. I hated the story. I really didn't like the story. I liked the concept of Henry Creel discovering his powers. I wanted that to be the whole thing and not him in high school rehearsing for a school play. I didn't like that part. I just didn't really like the book of it. Some cool effects, not worth... I could have seen something better. I don't want to think about the fact I could have seen something like Ragtime instead of this. We're going to pass that. Oliver. Never seen Oliver before. A not great kids production. I had a friend in it. She was very good. My friend was very good in it. I didn't like it. You know it's bad when you forget the main character exists in Act 2. That's what I say about this. I forgot the main character, Oliver, existed in Act 2. I'd be willing to watch the movie, but... Peter Pan. Everyone knows Peter Pan. Everyone's seen the original Disney Peter Pan. I didn't love this. I didn't like this version of Peter Pan. I didn't like the actress who played Peter Pan. It had some really good performers in it, and I had some friends in it. I just wasn't a fan. Wicked! This was the national tour. This was right. Days after the second movie came out. I think it was days after the second movie came out. No. It was like 2 weeks, a week. It was like a week and a half maybe after the second movie came out. I didn't like the second movie, by the way. I'm going to say it. I didn't like the second movie. Seeing it after, I love the first movie. I didn't like the second movie. Seeing this after the movies came out reminded me why Wicked is so good. I love Wicked. It's great to see. Is it overrated? Yes. Is it still amazing? The live production, yes, it is. And the cast, phenomenal. Held up well on tour besides having a smaller set. Noticeably, they had to cut a couple things like her rising out of the ground. Still really good. A Christmas Carol. I've never seen A Christmas Carol. Any movie, any production. And this is this is a school version. It was a play. And my friend, it was his first, he played young Scrooge. It was his first ever show. He was fantastic. There were a couple of performers that very stood out. The guy who played the older Scrooge. Amazing. It was just okay. Besides having a couple really good kids in it, like performers, just okay. We got two more. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. I don't know why I'm riffing. Frozen. Everyone knows Frozen. Everyone knows the original Frozen. I saw the pro shot of the West End production. Loved it. I love the stage version of Frozen. It lived up to the expectation so much. It's running for 6 weekends. This is a long run. I saw second weekend. They had some phenomenal performances in this. Is this still a community theater that doesn't have a huge budget? Yes. It had some phenomenal performances. Like, Elsa was amazing. I love everyone in this show. I have a bunch of people that I know in this show, a bunch of sweet people in this show. Great production. I'm about to see it. I saw it a second time. I'm about to see it for a third. Very good. I love some of the added songs. Like, Kristoff's Lullaby is one of my favorites. Like the, what do I know about love? That's one of my favorites. I also love Hans of the Southern Isles. I love the added songs. It was great. Last one. Another production of A Christmas Carol. I knew the kid that played Tiny Tim. That was my only reason for seeing this. This was a longer version. It was a musical, which I loved. It was a dark version. It was darker than I thought it would be, which I loved. I loved seeing A Christmas Carol without it. I thought it was just going to be Christmas fluff, and it wasn't. It was a little dark, a little scary in a best way. And it was really good. Amazing performers. Great show. So that was every... It was loud. That was every show I saw in 2025. Let me know. Give me like your favorite show or like top 3 favorite shows you saw this year down in the comments. Tell me your favorite performer you saw this year if you saw professional theater. Tell me your most anticipated show for next year, because I'm definitely going to put out another video. I'm going to be seeing hopefully just as much next year. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Okay, so editing Aaron here. I forgot about 2 shows that I saw because I didn't get the playbills. And I was like, okay, we're going to put these in. We got this. We're just going to remember when we saw them. And I forgot. Great. So I saw a play called Radium Girls. One of my friends was in it, and he was so good in it. His acting was mwah. And that's the only good thing I have to say about that show. I was really bored. And then the other show that I saw was Legally Blonde. It was a middle school production. Or was it a middle school or high school? I think it was a high school production. And it was really good. There was a mid-show stop, which was interesting. In like Act 2. I don't know what that was about. I think Elle was having problems with her mic. That's what it was. But I saw Legally Blonde. I love that show. I saw it a long time ago, but this is my first time seeing it, being a fan of it, and being a fan of theater. Obviously a great show. So there you go. Bye. Happy New Year.